Tonight, reiterating a katha that we would have read in the past from the Ganesh Mahapuran. It says Lord Ganesh is a child. Mata Parvati, she wants to do her chores. And so Mata Parvati, she has an idea. She puts Lord Ganesh to sleep so that she'll be able to facilitate her chores. In our early childhood, all of us, you and I alike, just around that young and restless time, after lunch, our mothers would have all tucked us into bed and said, take a rest, take a sleep. Isn't it? As children, we would have bargained and tried to fight our way out of that. And we would have said, well, I'm not sleepy. And every mother's reply to that is, close your eye, you will sleep. Lord Ganesh has been tucked in to rest. But it's the middle of the day. He had another plan in his mind. And his plan was play, not sleep. So he waited until the divine goddess left him alone. And so he sneaked out. He made his way out to play with his friends and to have a good time. But while out playing and having a good time, appearing out of nowhere, a little cat appeared. And all of the little boys, the cat now caught their attention. And what they will do? They started throwing stones at the cat. Lord Ganesh held the cat by its tail and started to spin it in the air like a helicopter. The cat was screaming for their life, experiencing great pain. Hearing the screams of the cat, the boys started to laugh. Have you ever heard the proverb, what is a joke for you is dead for crapple? Have you ever heard that before? What you consider to be a joke might be very critical and serious to somebody else. And so spinning the cat up in the air, the cat screaming and begging in its own way to be freed. Then Lord Ganesh flings the cat. And in a distance, the cat falls to the ground. After many hours of playing with his friends and having a good time, he goes back home. But when he goes back to that place called home, he is seeing Mata Parvati with bandages all over her head, her hands, her knees, and everywhere else. He is very concerned. Who did this to you? Tell me who did this to you. I will teach them a lesson. And Mother Parvati looked at him and she smiled. And she said, the lesson is first for you. For you are the one that did this to me. I observed a little while ago when there was a mama coming up the step walking with a stick. But Ishwar was so engrossed in the kirtan that he paid no heed to Mama. And looking at her walking with that stick, he's supposed to hold her hand and take her to a chair. I'm disappointed. That's why I'm telling you. Instead, he pointed her in the direction in which she should go. Yajna is not clapping your hand and singing. Yajna is not dressing up and looking nice. Yajna is not the food that you could cook and you could prepare. But Yajna is being the best human being that you can be. Yajna is not only limited to Ganesh Utsav or Navratri or Pitri. Yajna is every single day of our life. The way that we live our life and the actions that we perform. That is Yajna. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, he says to Arjuna, he says, service to God is service to man. And when man is served, God becomes happy. And when our work on the earth becomes service to God through man, then all things are added on to us. Always remember that. The words of Bhagavan Krishna. This evening I want you to turn to the person next to you and I want you to tell them, God bless you. Tell them, Bhagavan bless you. Janani Ma, Jai Jag Janani Ma. Devi says, you want to discipline the person who has caused hurt to me? Then take a good look at him. He's standing in front of me. You're the one that caused hurt. Parents want to give their children everything that they did not enjoy. And so they try to give them all the niceties and all the luxuries. But parents have forgotten to teach their children about respect, morals, values, how to be humble, how to be respectful. Parents have forgotten to impart that knowledge to their children. This evening, after this epic has unfolded, something else is happening there in Mount Kailash. What is happening? The Katha begins to tell us. Let us listen. Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha.
Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha.
Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha.
Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha.
Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha.
Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha.
Saraswati Namastubhya Varde Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishami Siddhir Bhavatu Mesara. Om Hamsa Hamsaya Vidme Paramhamsaya Dhimi Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat. Om Aim Saraswati Namah. 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 जब भगवान गणेश का जन्म हो, भगवान शंकर की नयनम भक्त करने, जिसने का प्यास का सभी का संचित करने वाले, सबसे का पर भगवान गणेश की पूजन की प्राप्ति है, जानते चलते हैं। देखो प्रथम पूज देवता की, उन्होंने का रक्षा करने गणेश शरणम शरणम गणेशा।
Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha.
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 When Lord Ganesh was created, he was given the Varadan that he will be Pratama Puj. Pratama Puj means that he will be first to be worshipped. First to be worshipped. And who gave this Varadan? The various Devatas and Devis who came there all gave a different Varadan, a different gift. But who gave that Varadan to Lord Ganesh that he'll be Pratama Puj, the first to be worshipped? That Varadan came from Lord Shiva himself. And so Lord Shiva bestowed this Varadan upon Lord Ganesh that he will be the first to be worshipped. The blessing of a father. We have heard about the blessing of a mother. What about the blessing of a father? How far can the blessing of our father take us? In a Garuda Puran, there is a beautiful chant or a beautiful quotation that says, Pita Dharma, Pita Swarga. It is through the legacy of your father and through the lifestyle of your father and the habits that you follow, your generations can go to Swarga. Swarga means heaven, the highest attainment, or they can go to Narak. Narak means hell. Fathers must remember that they're the examples that their children look at. Mothers must remember that they're the examples that their children look at. Husband, you want to see what your wife will look like when she gets old? Look at the mother-in-law that you don't like. Go to your mother-in-law and say, Kuchi, Kuchi, Ku. Because that is what you'll have to deal with in a few years from now. And that's a fact. It is the truth. Tonight, Bhagwan Shankar blessing him with his Varadan, Lord Ganesh making his mischief and living living the life of a child, what will happen? The Katha says, the earth and the heavens was under great siege because of the demonic forces and the demonic energies that pervaded. And so when the earth begins to suffer, the heaven begins to suffer as well. And so the earth and the heaven suffering because of all of these demons. What will happen? On the earth and in the heavens, the beings of the earth and the devatas in the heavens, they all started to pray. And who were they praying to? They were praying to Lord Shiva. They were praying to Lord Shiva. For Lord Shiva is considered to be Jagatapita, the father of the entire creation, Jagatapita. The bhajan says, what is the bhajan saying? He Jagat Pitar Bhagavan, hame to gyan, tu Ishwar pyara, duniya mein ek sahara. He Jagat Pitar Bhagavan, hame to gyan, tu Ishwar pyara, duniya mein ek sahara. Dunya means the world, the creation. In the whole creation, dunya mein ek sahara. I am one of the creations that God has created. Have you ever given thought? Have you ever given thought to that? Of all the billions and trillions and quadrillions of things that God has created, you're just one. And He created everything in His own image and His own likeness and the way that He wanted it to be. But nothing that God does is ever good for us. Do you know? Nothing that God, Bhagwan, has done for us will ever be good enough for you. Because He gave you hair, but you don't like the color. He gave you eyes, but you don't like the color. So you put a colored lens inside of there. You want blue eyes. Huh? I don't know about you. One part of my body I am not allowing anybody to touch, nor am I playing with, is my eye. I am sorry. Nobody is going near to my eye. My eyesight is my prized gem, and it should be yours too. God gave you fingernails, Devi, and you spend a whole week and a half filing and shaping. You go to the best salon in London, and you put, what you put? What they put? Acrylic. I knew that acrylic was for car and something to do with paint. Now acrylic is your nails. Go close to the Havan and your nail go boom. Because nothing that God has done will ever be good enough for you. In Trinidad, we have a nice culture. We have a culture. The minute you see somebody, you don't say hello and Sitaram or hi or how are you? Hey, look how fat you is. That's how we greet each other. Hey, you're well put on weight. How you looking so? I don't know about you. Anybody come to me and say that? I say, well, I started to mind my business. And this is what happened to me. And maybe if you mind yours, it might happen to you too. You lose some weight and they see you, oh God, you have sugar. You have pressure. What happened? Something wrong with your heart. Everybody is asking me, you have sugar? And I look at them and say, what is sugar? I'm thinking, today a lady looked at me, she said, Baba, you have sugar bad. I said, yeah, well, we have plenty sugar. We're making the parsad in the park and we're using plenty sugar. She said, not that kind, the diabetes kind. I said, Mama, I have no sugar, but I want to ensure that I don't have sugar. So Mama, I am on a diet. I have done enough funerals to see what obesity can do. I've done enough funerals and I am among billions of people. I can see what sickness does. I go to the hospital all the time. I see people without legs. I see people without hands. I see people without eyes. And Mama, that is a lesson for me to change my lifestyle and to change the way that I eat and to change the way that I sleep and to change the things that I drink and to encourage me to exercise. To encourage me to exercise. Long ago I used to wait for a friend to walk, Now I really don't care, I walk in by myself. I was born by myself. Sometimes I talk to myself. Sometimes I cry by myself. Sometimes I say, what are you really doing, boy? You were dead just now, you're walking. But I'm having a good time with myself because I am my own best friend and sometimes my worst enemy. And you too. The heavens and the earth was in great trouble because of the negative forces, the demonic forces. And so all the devatas in the heavens and all the beings down on the earth praying to Lord Shiva. What will happen? Praying, summoning the grace of Lord Shiva, something will happen. हे जगत पिता भगवान हमें तो ज्ञान तू ईश्वर प्यारा दुनिया में एक सहारा केवल का प्रार्थना पृथ्वी पर का देखो स्वर्ग का में देवता हो भगवान शंकर मनन करने वाले इसने का उन्होंने का देखो प्रकट होते करने वाले पुराण का निषाद करने वाले जिसमें का स्वर्ग और मृत्यु लोका अश्वाद कीने ओम गम गणपतये नमः हे जगत पिता भगवान हमें तो ज्ञान तू ईश्वर प्यारा दुनिया में एक सहारा हे जगत पिता भगवान हमें तो ज्ञान तू ईश्वर प्यारा दुनिया में एक सहारा Praying to Lord Shiva is easily pleased. And so Lord Shiva being easily pleased, he summoned Nandi. Nandi is one of his faithful servants, the bull upon which he rides. And he says, oh Nandi, gather all the gunners and let us form an army. Some will sit on chariots, some will hold their weapons, and so some will go down on the earth and some will remain here in the heavens. And let us go and do a little cleanup. A cleanup. Have you ever had to do a cleanup before? The night before Diwali, you want to clean up everything, eh? What happened to all the rest of the nights? Why is cleaning limited to what you deem to be a special occasion? Cleanliness is next to. Cleanliness doesn't only pertain to the way you dress and your nails and your hair. Cleanliness pertains to everything about you, even the place that you dwell. Even the place that you dwell, cleanliness. In the night time, we leave the whole kitchen sink full of wares. You're walking inside the house and your foot's sticking down. Somebody has to say to you, watch the way. And then you say, Baba, check the book now. Real trouble. As the money come, the money go. I have a graph. You know what's your graph? You know what's your graph? Your culture, your behavior, your tradition. The tradition that permits you to remain down all the time. In a clean environment, positive energy will dwell there. And in an unclean environment, all the negative entities will enter. Do you believe me? Shake your head up and down because it's true. So when cleanliness is next to godliness, it doesn't only pertain to your body. It pertains to the way that you live and your home and your environment. We're going to do a cleanup. Diwali, everybody cleaning, eh? Navratri, everybody cleaning. Ganesh Chaturthi, everybody cleaning. Shivratri, you're cleaning. Christmas, you're cleaning and painting and scrubbing, eh? But while you're cleaning the physical house, you must remember to sit down and purge yourself too. And when I say purge yourself, I'm not saying drink sine and salt. Eh? Long ago, the little children, when they were going to school and the vacation was going to start, they used to give the children a thing called Chinapunyam. You all know what is that? Have you ever heard that before? You have to be old like me to know that. Chinapunyam. You all know what is that? Huh? You don't know? Oh, but you have to be all. You know what's that? Well, if you didn't know what it was, you feel what it was when you went home, eh? Because it was a laxative to give you a clean out. We all need to take some time to cleanse ourselves. The thoughts that go through our mind, the actions that we perform. We need to purge the friends that we keep. We need to purge the association that we embrace. We need to purge many different things so that life will be smooth sailing, peaceful and enjoyable. The gunners were given the instruction that some will remain in the heavens and some will go down on the earth. And being given this instruction, what will happen? Listen. Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha.
Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha.
Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha.
Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam
Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam
Ganesha.
Ganesha. Sing with me, everybody. Let's sing. Let's clap our hands. Everybody sing with me and clap. Ganesh Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha. का जिसके का अपने अपने का रोट का स्वर का जिसमें का हिंदार का उनके का सब लगे करने वाले कुछ कहीं का लेकर उनको का कुछ स्वर्गा में रहते हैं जिसमें का चित अर्चिता का वाहन के तू तन्ने लगे गणेश शरणम शरणम गणेशा गणेश शरणम शरणम गणेशा गणेश शरणम शरणम गणेशा गणेश शरणम शरणम गणेशा. Some of them, they were seated on chariots. Some of them, they were walking. But all of them, they were holding their weapons in their hand. Some of them, they were making their way down to the earth. And some of them, they were walking through the heavens, through Swarga. But they encountered a problem. The chariots upon which they were riding started to fall apart. Some of the gunners started to suddenly fall ill and sick. And this is something that had never occurred before. Ever on a trip and somebody gets sick? Ever on the boat to go to Tobago? Huh? On the boat to Tobago, Jagannath is taking me to Tobago. On the boat is a new ferry. Actually, the only part of the world that you find a new ferry is some foreign news thing from some next country or government accustomed to buying fast. And they call it a new thing. They mean it's a new foreign news. That's what they mean. And I go on the boat with them, and I'm brave, you know. Everybody vomiting, and everybody sick, and everybody... And I'm walking all over, and I'm patting everybody back, and I said, don't worry. And they say, so you have vomit? I said, not me. I'm good. Huh? And then there is this part of the thing called the Bocas. You all know? From the Bocas to Tobago, I don't know nothing. I'm in the toilet vomiting. They come to me and they say, you okay? I say, Tobago have a hospital. I feel I will die. I say, they come back to check me, okay? I say, Tobago have a funeral home. What they have in Tobago? The braveness disappears. The braveness goes away. It is unexpected. Out of being good, suddenly you become ill. And just like that in life sometimes treats us the very same way. Go to sleep healthy and get up ill, isn't it? Bend your back and sweeping, and then all of a sudden you pull some muscle. For the rest of your life, you have a hip pain. Bend down to pull out the weed, get a dizziness, fall down, isn't it? Because you're healthy and it comes unexpectedly. Sickness comes unexpectedly. Tonight I want to tell you something. In 2022, sickness is not something to be ashamed of. Your disability, your whatever it is not something to be ashamed of. You should never be ashamed of that. You're hiding your sickness. Hiding. Nobody knows what happened to you. And in your funeral, a whole set of pathologists come. Everybody diagnosed you dead with something different. The whole funeral, nobody studying you. All they studying is where you dead from. And everybody has a different death certificate. Everybody has a different synopsis of what you died from. Just be truthful. Be truthful. Sickness was made for everybody. Sickness is something you must wear with pride, because that is not a lesson for you. It is a lesson for those around you. Sitting in the front row. Sitting in our front row is a lady wearing her shades. You and I look at her in the night and see her with the shades. You say, she come out from what one? Huh? But that lady said to me a few days ago, she said, I came here to see you. Every night I put on my television and I wait to see you. And I said, Mama, well, here I am in front of you. She said, but I have one problem, Baba. And I said, what is that? She said, I am blind. I am blind. But that did not stop her. She came here and she had to come very early because she's sitting in the front row. She's sitting in the front seat. That did not prevent her. You and I, we have eyes. We could see. You and I, we have all the senses, but we have a bag of excuse. The minute you hear prayers, your brain catches junjani. The minute you hear God and bhakti and devotion, you start to pull out the excuse from your bag. Huh? Well, if my friend going, I go. And we go link up one evening and all of we go together. Huh? Song like you're going to hell, not prayers. Don't wait on anybody. Polish yourself spiritually, and the only person that could help you polish yourself is you. Shine yourself. Embrace devotion. Embrace worship. Hold on to it. At the end, when all is said and all is done, no friend going with you, It's you and your relationship with your Maker. So while you make time to go to the river, and while you make time to go to the beach, and while you make a weekend to go here, there, and everywhere that doesn't concern you, make some time for God too. Well, I go one day. The prayers is 21 days. I will go one day. God say, take a one day blessing. Huh? Take a one day blessing. That's what you will get. Tonight, it says, all sorts of unexpected things started to happen. And all of the Devatas once more, they turned to Lord Shiva. And turning to Lord Shiva, they started to call out to him again. And what were they saying to Lord Shiva? This is what they were saying to him. All the Devatas, all the Ganas, they rushed back to Shiva Lok. And rushing back to Lord Shiva, they were now looking for support. They were now looking for aid. They were now looking for help. When you are looking for help, where do you look? Where do you search? Where do you try to find help and support from? Very seldom, Bhagwan is the last person that you think of. Very seldom, he's the last person you go to for help. You go and you make him the last resort when he should be the first person that you're going to. We prefer to light a black candle and put somebody's picture under it. I have news for you, that don't work. And anytime you're doing it, remember I told you, that doesn't work. You prefer to do all kind of juju. Huh? And you go by people who take all your money to do juju. Believe in the biggest juju man called Bhagwan, God. He has the ability to do everything and anything. Go to him. Don't waste your time. You're rubbing oil all over. Huh? And all kind of thing, mopping down and scrubbing down and lavender, the spirit. Huh? And all kind of thing. And then you come and you say, Baba, something happened, I crossed something, my foot crack up. And you rub it, mopping house with spirit of ammonia and all kind of thing. Killing yourself, by yourself. And you say, Baba, check bad graph. I crossed something in his cemetery. I went to a funeral. Blaming the poor dead people. Dead people can't do nothing. Huh? Blaming them. And it's you. It is the things that you are doing. It says they rushed back to Shiva Lok for support. And then Lord Shiva remembered something. You know what he remembered? He remembered immediately. Ganesha is Pratama Puj. We never worshipped him. And so we sent everybody out without praying to Lord Ganesh. And then suddenly the Damaru of Lord Shiva begins to shake from side to side. And as the Damaru of Lord Shiva begins to shake from side to side, the gunners, they all stand at attention. And what will happen? They now begin to offer the mala and the pan and all of the nice things, but they're not offering it to Lord Shiva. they're offering it to Lord Ganesh, the son of Shiva. And so making all of these offerings, the Damaru is shaking, paying obeisance to Lord Ganesh. As the Damaru shakes, they all begin to dance and they all begin to enjoy. All those who are sick, they now are nursed back to good health in the blink of an eye. And so all that fall apart was now mending itself by itself. I want to tell you that when things fall apart and you think it is the end of the world, it is the beginning of a new world. Always remember that. When people walk out and you think that they are walking out and how you will live without them, it is God's way of saying, I'm taking your trouble away. Always remember that. It is God's way of saying, I'm giving somebody else your headache. Don't sit down and cry about who walk out and who don't talk to you and who wouldn't embrace you. It is a blessing. Everything that is happening for a reason. Always remember that people come into your life. Some come for a reason and some come for a season. Always remember that life is a journey and everybody's destination is not the same. So while we are all on the very same bus and the bus is headed the place that you want to go, there are many people who will drop off halfway, come on halfway, stop the bus and want to be in charge, think that they could puncture the tire so the bus wouldn't go nowhere. But don't lose hope, don't lose faith, don't lose trust. All of those things are a learning to remind you that not everybody is like you. Because our mind is designed in such a way that we think that everybody is like us. We think that everybody has the same morals, they were brought up with the same values, they have the same ethics like us. We think so. We take it for granted that everybody will behave like us. But that isn't so. Everybody is unique and everybody is different. And everybody's intention is different. Always remember that. And so, as they begin to pour the oblations, it says what will happen? They eulogize Lord Ganesh through the medium of the bhajan. Kashi ki ke Vishwanath Nato ke Nath, Kashi ki ke Vishwanath Nato ke Nath, Kashi ki ke Vishwanath Nato ke Nath. Shiva bam 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 bola bajave kamaru, अगर बम 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 बोला बजावे डमरू, बजावे डमरू, बजावे डमरू, बजावे डमरू, बजावे डमरू, बजावे डमरू, बजावे डमरू. शिवा बम 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 बोला बजावे डमरू. Sing it for everybody. अगर बम अगर बम अगर बम बम बम, 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 अगर बम 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 बोला बजावे डमरू, अगर बम 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 बोला बजावे डमरू. After performing worship to Lord Ganesh, they all now proceeded to fight the battle that they are intended to fight, to get rid of all the demons and negative forces. And so they came back to Mount Kailash victorious, freeing and liberating the earth and the heavens from all demonic forces. When we hear that word demon, what comes to mind? When you hear that word demon, what comes to mind? Hello? What comes to mind? Why you are looking at me? Huh? What comes to mind when you hear the word demon? But when you hear the word Devata, what comes to mind? Good. When you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see? What do you see? Are looking good dark, are looking good tired, are looking good fat, are looking good ugly, are looking good beautiful. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most handsomest of them all? What do you see? Trapped inside of us, there is always a battle. The battle between the good, the Devata, and the battle between the bad, the demon, isn't it? Trapped inside of us, everything is a battle. The choice to choose good over bad, the choice to choose. But the bad option is always the most appetizing one. Do you know? The bad option is always the one that is most appealing that you want to grab onto. Without any hesitation, you want to hold on to the bad option. Is that true or not? Shake your head up and down, because that's true. Shake your head, I want to see you. The bad option is always the easiest option. So you not come in Palmis to the again. Well, me know, I don't know, it's too far to walk. It's too far. I had to park far and I had to walk far. And you know I just can't walk far. Look in the front row. You seeing a lady in the front row? What is she sitting on? What is she sitting on? I have begged Joni to bring that lady every night, and Joni making the excuse and saying, Mama can't walk. Mama can't walk. And I said, well, if I have to buy a wheelchair, I'll buy one, but bring Mama. In the back seat, straight down in the back, there is a Mama who hold the railing with one hand and hold a stick with the next hand, and her son propping her up and bringing her up the stairs. You think Mama say I old? You think Mama say my foot ain't good? Mama say I going. Mama walk down that whole stretch of road. Mama walk up all that step, and Mama Ishwar put her to sit in the back. But Mama is sitting in the back. Mama didn't make an excuse. There is an auntie in front. She's blind. You see where she's sitting? In front. She can't see me, but she's in the front row, because she could hear everything. When one sense go, the other sense sharpen. The other sense sharpen up. I touched her, and from the time I touched her, she said, aha, Baba. That's Baba. How you know that? I know. I know. How you could know? Because all the other senses sharpen up. They sharpen. I want to tell you that you have all the excuses not to do the right thing and to choose all the bad things. But all of these things are a lesson for you, to awaken you. Well, I'm busy, you know. I had to work next morning and I had to get up early. You hear foam fat in Brian Lara. Huh? Foam fat in Brian Lara. You reach, you know, you're in front row. Huh? Wet down whole night with foam. Water from the drain, you know. Water from the drain. They wet you down. Whining all over. White line. Next morning you're going to work. You're really looking like a wet fowl, but you're gone, huh? You hear prayers and you say, nah, I can't get up. I'm going to have to go to sleep a little early. If you make one step towards Bhagwan, He will make 1,000,000 steps towards you. And if you make a genuine step towards Bhagwan, Bhagwan will transform your life in ways that you will never begin to imagine. I promise you that. Never make an excuse. Never make work an excuse, because it's God who gave you the job. You know that? And when you make your job an excuse to prevent you from God, then you know what He will do? He'll take it back from you. He'll take it from you. Because He'll say, easy come, easier go. Not easy go, easier go. Your job is a problem and you're crying, job, job, job. When you hear God, 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 then take no job. Stay home. Stay home. Have nothing to do. Eva must do. And you cry that on your own self. Nobody helped you. We sit down and we cry ourselves down. And you and Nona, I have pain. I can't move. I over have pain. You have pain? You have pain. You have pain. But you have eyes you could see. You have ears you could hear. You have nostrils you could breathe. You have the mouth you could talk. You have hands and legs. There are people who have no hands. There are people who have no legs. You think they don't have pain? But they get up and they move. They get up and they move. At my grandmother's home a few years ago, they're building a wall. They say to me, why don't you go and see the work that is happening? My mother is insisting. I say, why should I go? I don't know what is happening. Even if I go, I wouldn't even know the right thing or the wrong thing happening. Why should I go? She said, go, Nan, at least you will see what is happening. When I go, the contractor, the man who is mixing the cement, have one hand. The man who is in charge of the project have one hand. I call my mother, I say, Ma, the man have one hand. She said, how are we building the wall? I say, real good. I say, imagine if he had two hands. What would have happened? But he did not use that as an excuse not to work. He didn't use that as an excuse to sit down and expect some kind of handout. He got up and he's genuinely helping himself, because God helps those who first try to help them. Nobody is without pain. You think every morning I get up, I want to go somewhere? You think every morning I want to roll out my bed? You think every morning I don't have problems to come off the bed? But you know what? We have to do what we have to do. We have to do what we have to do. There's some mornings I can't get up. I go to the puja and their face swell up with me and they say, well, you're late. And in my mind I say, well, you really don't know. I still sleeping. In my mind I say, if you really know, because the life of a Pundit doesn't end at sunset and it doesn't begin at sunrise. 2 o'clock in the morning they call you, Baba, you're sleeping. And I have to say, no, I'm talking to you. What will you be doing at 2 o'clock in the morning? I called to tell you I can't sleep. What to do? And in my mind I say, all the mad people in sentence. If I can't sleep and I'm in an environment where everybody is there, they will tell you. If ever we are all in the same vicinity at night time and I can't sleep and it happens, I ensure that they're not sleeping. But that is recreation. But in real life, everybody needs rest. In real life, everybody needs to rejuvenate. In real life, everybody needs some alone time. In real life, everybody needs some time for reflection. And if we don't have those things, then you know what will happen? We will go wreck. They pray to Lord Ganesh and they put him first. And putting him first, they win the battle. They come back victorious. Tonight, the Ramayana says thus. Goswami Tulsidas ji writes in the Ramcharitamanas. You know what he says? Listen to what he says. Goswami Tulsidas ji writes, Pravisi nagar kije sabakaja hide hiraki ko sar pura raja. The intelligent mind knows that I am not in charge. I am not the boss, I am not the authority, and I have no control over destiny. I have no control. There is a thing called karma. There is a thing called karma. We cannot change karma. But what we can change is our approach to karma when it comes in front of us. Our reaction to the situations that come in front of us. We can't change it, but we could change the way and choose the way that we will react to it when it comes in front of us. We can embrace it, or we can try to... Anytime you try to prevent it, it becomes unpleasant. So when you embrace it with positivity, it is transformed into something pleasant. Always remember that. Nobody could erase your karma. We've all born into the world with karma and we will all leave with karma. Try to perform good actions. Try to perform noble actions. Try to be pious. Try to be holy. Try to be divine. Try to do more good than bad. Try your best. It is better to try and fail than fail to try. Try. And remind yourself all the time that God is in charge. My Ganesha is in charge. My Lord Shiva is in charge. He has taken on these manifestations to remind me that whatever my needs are, whatever my wishes are, whatever my petitions are, He is ready to provide. I want knowledge, I'll go to the Devi Saraswati. I want wealth, I'll go to the Devi Lakshmi. I want protection, I'll go to the Devi Durga. I want to pray that I'll be liberated from my sickness, I'll go to the Devi Kali. I want to pray for long life, I'll go to Lord Shiva. I want to pray that my obstacles will be removed, I will go to Lord Ganesh. I want to pray that I will always be happy and peaceful. Who do I pray to? Who should I pray to then? Whom should I turn to? The being that will bring joy and comfort to my heart. Whom do I go to? Lord Shiva himself, Jagatapita, the father of the entire creation. Go to him with humility and he will listen to your prayer. Always remember. He says, Pare Bhagya Manusha Tanapava. Of all the creations that He has created, He has blessed you with a human body. And giving you the human existence, why He has given you the human existence? These are chaupais that we should all learn in our mind. We should all learn. We shouldn't have to look in any book to sing the chaupais. We should learn these chaupais by heart. Pare Bhagya Manusha Tanapava Sura Dudalabha Sabha Grantha Lagava. Of all the creations, He has blessed you with human existence. Why? For one reason only. Only one reason. What is that again? What is it again? Listen. Sadhan dham moksha kar dwara pain
जेहि परलोक सवारा। जय राम श्री राम जय जय श्री राम जय राम जय जय।
He has given us the human existence to prepare. Prepare for what? Prepare for what? Prepare for what? The minute you are born, you know how they call you? You know what they call you? Vishal? You know what they call you? The minute you are born? Old. That's what they call you, old. You're 1 minute old, 1 hour old, 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, 40 years old. But you hiding gray hair. You think that make you old? You're already old. Once you are born, you're already old. Because everything that depicts your existence, they measure it by being how old, isn't it? Your date of birth. But we have been given the human existence by the plan. The only eventual outcome of life is that we will all die. Have you given thought to that? We will all die. All of us, we will die. But you have been given the human existence not to only eat, drink, make merry, and when dead, bury. You are given the human existence by sadhana dam moksha karadwara paina jehi pada lok savara. So that you can prepare yourself for mukti, salvation, to meet with Bhagwan, to meet with God again. But how will we meet with God? When we live our whole life only running down the things and the beings of the world, how will we meet with God? Bhagwan Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he says work, save, build, enjoy, but never become a slave to anything that you have. Because a day will come when you have to detach yourself, and the detachment will be painful. You'll never want to give up. Because when death is coming, you're supposed to be thinking about God. But when death comes, you know what you're thinking about? Bank account. Who go inherit my money? You're thinking about who go sit down in my car. You're thinking about the bearer. Oh God, the bearer. The bearer is not a bearer again, you know. The bearer is a beraha. You all know it's a beraha? You know it's a beraha? Let me tell you how a beraha is song. Ram ji ke bhagya Sita ke pulavari. Ram ji ke bhagya Sita ke pulavari. Everybody, the topic is bera, 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 bera. They like you, bera, 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 bera. That's all they study, bera. You see a mother, who getting the bera? Who getting the bera? Bera, bera, bera. That's all. Mohar, mohar. The mohar turned into a sohar. You all know it's a sohar? You all know it's a sohar? Huh? A sohar is the song that they sing when the baby born. The mohar. You all know what's the mohar? The mohar turn into a sohar. Anytime you see a mother and your father, who getting the mohar? Who getting the mohar? Who getting the mohar? Huh? Turn into a song. Bera and mohar, and that's all you studying. That's all you're thinking about. And your mother want food, you know. She want to go to the doctor. She need a tank of gas to cook food for yourself, you know. But you have to ask the neighbor's son to get it, because you know why? You're too busy. You're too busy. It's weekend and you get paid, so you have plenty friends. Huh? It's weekend. All of a sudden, everybody's life is now gym, you know? Everybody's life is gym. Well, I have news for you. The more gym you go to, is the faster you're going to dead. Using up all your energy and using up all your effort, jai bhi akela. I can't go in the press, I have to go in the gym. I have Zumba and I have spin. Come and spin in the press. Come and Zumba here. Get up and dance. When you hear the kirtan, get up and dance. I'm not saying that exercise is not important, but I'm saying never use that as an excuse not to pray. Never use those things as an excuse. Sadhana dhamma moksha karadwara. Having been blessed with Bhare Bhagya, the human body, we should now prepare for death. We should prepare that our soul will enjoy bliss after we die. And how we will do that? By living a pure, chaste, just life. Tonight, by worshipping Lord Ganesh, they go and they fight and they come back victorious. Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai, Sati Sanatan Dharma ki jai.